Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to see all of you, even if we see you in a remote manner in a platform such as this. Nevertheless, it's still a great morning today. This is the first virtual public meeting of the Commission on Judicial Appointments, which, as you know, unfortunately, due to this pandemic, has been scheduled via the Blue Jeans platform. The Commission wants to thank early on these following people for making it happen. This is Jorge Navarrete and Amoy Kim from the California Supreme Court, the Judicial Council Tech Service Support folks who have made this possible, as well as Administrative Presiding Justice Judith McConnell and her staff at the 4th DCA for making this possible, getting us all together there. This meeting has been noticed for this time and place for the purpose of considering the appointment by Governor Gavin Newsom of the Honorable Truck T. Doe to the office of Associate Justice of the California Court of Appeal, 4th Appellate District, Division 1. As the Chief Justice of California, I serve as the chair of the Commission on Judicial Appointments. Our other members of the Commission are Attorney General Javier Becerra and Presiding Justice Manuel A. Ramirez, Presiding Justice of the Court of Appeal, 4th Appellate District, Division 1.
Good morning, Chief.
Good morning, Manny. Good morning, Javier. Nice to see you.
Good morning, Good morning, General Becerra.
Good morning.
Letters regarding Judge Doe's appointment were received by the Commission, and these letters were made public to the press a few days ago. The Commission is in receipt of a letter from Governor Newsom appointing Judge Doe to fill a vacancy created by the retirement of Associate Justice Gilbert Neris. The California Constitution specifies that an appointment by the governor to the California Court of Appeal is effective when confirmed by this Commission on Judicial Appointments. Pursuant to a request by Governor Newsom, the Commission on Judicial Nominees Evaluation, the State Bar, also known professionally amongst the legal profession, is Jenny, has undertaken an evaluation of the qualifications of Judge Doe for this office. Mr. Aminder Singh, the 2020 chair of the Commission, is present today, and in this hearing will announce the results of that evaluation. Judge Doe has asked the following persons to be called to testify on her behalf. I will read the names now and then invite you each separately to the virtual podium to give your testimony. First would be Ms. Alva Lin. Second, Mr. Luis Lee, and the Honorable Roderick Shelton, Judge of the Superior Court of San Diego County. I invite Ms. Alva Lin to the virtual podium. Good morning.
Chief Justice Kento Sakaue, Mr. Attorney General Becerra, and Justice Ramirez, good morning. I have known Judge Doe for more than 20 years, both professionally and personally. In 1999, we were both hired as prosecutors by the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office and worked in some of the same units together. As trial attorneys, we spent nights and weekends in the office working on our cases and soon became close friends. I've come to know her family. We've seen each other through significant life events. We were in each other's weddings. We've gone through pregnancies and parenting. Except for her husband, I would say I know Judge Doe better than most. Judge Doe was 3 years old in 1975 when she and her family fled the war in Vietnam. Judge Doe's mother, Leanne, was heavily pregnant with her 7th child at that time. In the chaos to escape, the family boarded an American military cargo plane without the slightest idea of where it was headed. Thankfully, the plane landed in the U.S. territory of Guam. Upon touching American soil, Leanne immediately went into labor and gave birth to the only American-born citizen of the Doe family. Judge Doe's parents were so grateful to those who had assisted them that they named their daughter Gyu Mei, which means America the Beautiful. The Doe family left the refugee camp in Guam for another in Camp Pendleton. And with the assistance of local church members who sponsored them, they eventually settled in suburban San Diego. Judge Doe became a naturalized U.S. citizen at the age of 11. She started public school as an ESL student, yet graduated at the top of her high school class. She went on to attend UCLA and earned a law degree from Stanford Law School. Equal access to these important opportunities, along with Judge Doe's tremendous amount of hard work, paved the way for her to stand before this committee today. Judge Doe grew up in a small house where each morning all 7 Doe children had to wait their turn to use a single shared bathroom. So you see, Judge Doe learned about fairness and equal access, although it was about equal access to the bathroom at that time, at a very early age. Her first job was a far cry from anything in the legal profession. In junior high school, she had a paper route. She went on to work at the local Target, where each one of the Doe siblings, as soon as they were old enough, got a job so that they could earn the spending money that her parents could not afford to give their children. Although Judge Doe prosecuted more than 20 murder cases at her time in the DA's office, the ones that touched her the most were the ones that involved victims who had been overlooked and forgotten. The homeless victims in the Black Widows case, whose lives were an expendable means of obtaining life insurance payouts. The numerous victims of serial killer Chester Turner, for whom justice was delayed because they were narcotics-addicted sex workers who lived and died in South Los Angeles. American ideals and the kindness of strangers brought Judge Doe and her family to this country when they were refugees with seemingly very little to offer. Today, she seeks your confirmation so that she can give back to the people and the institutions that have enabled her to become the accomplished person before you. I ask that you unanimously approve her nomination. I am confident that Judge Doe will excel in this important position, not just because she has the intellectual and professional capability of doing so, but because her decisions are driven by a deep-seated desire to ensure fair results that are achieved through sound applications of the principles of law. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Ms. Lin. I invite Mr. Luis Lee to the podium.
Thank you. Thank you. This is a very unique circumstance, and this is our guest house. So pleased to be here. Members of the commission, my name is Luis Lee. I'm a lawyer at Munger, Tolles & Olson, and I offer my testimony in support of Judge Doe's elevation to the California Court of Appeal. After hearing from the preceding witness, I am truly humbled at the opportunity to express my views. Judge Doe's background once again affirms the promise of the United States. My family, too, benefited from the same generous spirit when they immigrated in the 1960s, and I can only hope that I can repay our debts as handsomely as Judge Doe has. Hearing about Judge Doe's accomplishments as a district attorney also demonstrate her sustained commitment to the public good, and I am reminded again that we should all aspire to those goals. I have the honor of practicing and true pleasure of practicing with Judge Doe and being her trial partner in a many months hard-fought trial in Arizona. Judge Doe had just joined Munger Tolles. It was a case of significantly raw emotions that were inflamed more by the fact that the case was televised. And I'd like to discuss 3 things that experience revealed to me about Judge Doe. The first is loyalty to a client. Our client, to be frank, was widely disliked. He was vilified on CNN, on Dateline, on ABC. There were protesters outside of the court and sometimes even inside of the court. Our client stood accused of manslaughter for 3 deaths. Judge Doe had just come from the district attorney's office where she had prosecuted such crimes. I'm a former AUSA, and I also had prosecuted murders, and we were making the switch to defend a client against charges brought by the state. Judge Doe threw herself into his defense. In particular, she discovered on her own that there were issues with the prosecution's theories about the cause of death. And anyone who has ever witnessed Judge Doe grab a hold of an issue could tell you what happened next. She found the fundamental error that the prosecution had made and drove at it relentlessly. She was absolutely brilliant. People took to calling her Dr. Doe at her examinations. And she repeated this brilliant advocacy again and again on issue after issue. And she never wavered. And all the pressure, all the negative press about our client never once diminished her advocacy and her deep loyalty to that client. The second point I'd like to make is that the trial demonstrated her loyalty to the team. And by the team, I mean all of us who were there in the trenches with her. Our team consisted of a clerk and a young and brilliant associate who had clerked for the United States Supreme Court, Judge Doe, and me. The case was being tried in a small superior court in Yavapai County, and it took about a half a year. We rented a house, and we lived and worked there together the whole time. It was like a reality show. We ate together. We went over our exams together late into the evening. We would find each other's laundry mixed in in the dryer with each other's laundry. We'd wonder who had the last Diet Coke. And we kept each other going under these very difficult circumstances. At the time, my daughter was in second grade, a very precious, precious, precious time. And I was gone. And I was gone for 6 months. And I was without my lovely wife at that time also. And Judge Doe kept me going. Her cheer, her dedication, her hard work inspired me to continue and keep going. She helped mentor the young associate to help her keep the faith, to help her keep fighting, and to never give up. She kept our whole team going, and she never wavered in her friendship. She inspired us all. The last thing I would say, which is perhaps of the most relevance to this particular proceeding, was that throughout this trial, the third thing I saw was her deep, unabiding loyalty to the law. Judge Doe, even as a passionate and zealous advocate, always kept our arguments and conduct well within the boundaries of the law. There was no stretching. There were no compromises. There were no indulgences. Every argument was supported by the facts. Every argument was supported by the law. And she always maintained the decorum of the court. Even when the legal wrangling became intense, even when a protester came into the courtroom, and even when the emotions in the court ran high, she never wavered. The law governed every single thing Judge Doe did. I'm proud to have practiced with Judge Doe. I learned so much from her, and I carry those lessons today with me in my practice. The qualities that I've discussed today and the many others so ably testified about in this hearing will serve her and our courts very well in the years to come. I ask you to confirm Judge Doe's nomination. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. I invite next the Honorable Roderick Shelton to the podium.
Good morning to Chief Justice Tani Cantil-Sakaue, Attorney General Javier Becerra, Presiding Justice Manuel A. Ramirez of the 4th District Court of Appeal, Division 2, and to Justice McConnell, who's seated here. It is my honor and pleasure to speak to you in support of my good friend and colleague, the Honorable Truck Doe, for the position of Associate Justice of the 4th Appellate District, Division 1. As her colleague on the San Diego County Superior Court, I believe it is important for the people of the state of California to know the qualities of their future appellate justice. Although I've only known Judge Doe for approximately 3 years, in that time, I've had the opportunity to observe her in court, outside of court, and heard her reputation from attorneys who appeared before her. I may say Judge Doe is one of the great legal minds of the San Diego Superior Court bench. Although I have been on the bench close to 15 years, I can honestly say that in her short time on the bench, Judge Doe became my go-to judge for legal questions. If I was in trial, I would email her a question and she would promptly respond with a case and a brief explanation. Also, we would discuss legal issues during lunch, and sometimes we would disagree. And I would say, I guess we have to agree to disagree. And she would quickly respond with her smile, no need to, because you're wrong. And we would laugh. To the attorneys that will appear in front of Justice Doe, please be prepared. Know the facts of your case and the current law, because I promise you, Justice Doe will. She will treat all that appear in front of her with respect. She understands the plight of trial attorneys and judges and will bring her experiences to the Court of Appeal. We will be very fortunate to have her on the 4th DCA. Now to her future colleagues. In my opinion, there are 3 words to describe Truck: food, fun, and family. First, Truck is a foodie, okay? She likes to try new types of food, but when she likes her restaurant, I can promise you, you'll be going to that restaurant at least once a week. Next word to describe Truck would be fun. At lunch, we would discuss certain TV shows. She will binge watch a series in one weekend and will be upset with you if you do not finish the series so that she can discuss it with you. And she has a great sense of humor. Finally, the word that best describes Truck is family. Whenever I would ask her, how is your family? She would smile and then comes out her cell phone to show you all the pictures. She is so proud of her family. Her family is the most important aspect of her life. And I feel the same way about my family. That's why I believe we are friends. Now, in conclusion, if I'm allowed to be a little presumptuous, I know she will be a great justice. She will be prepared. She's a team player. She's respectful. And her rulings will be fair and based on the law. Soon after meeting Judge Doe, I told her she would be on the Court of Appeal, and she would always humbly say no. And with that statement, and this may be the only time I can say this to Justice Doe, but I told you so. And with that statement, I wholeheartedly recommend her to be confirmed as the next Associate Justice of the 4th District Court of Appeal. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Judge Shelton. Next, the Commission invites to the podium Mr. Aminder Singh, Chair of the Jenny Commission, to give us the results of the evaluation conducted by the State Bar's Commission on the Judicial Nominees Evaluation.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me. Dear members of the Commission, I am honored to present this report on behalf of the Commission on Judicial Nominees Evaluation to summarize the basis of the Jenny Commission's rating of the Honorable Truck Doe for the Office of Associate Justice of the California Court of Appeal, 4th Appellate District, Division 1. The Jenny Commission conducted its evaluation of Judge Doe on February 21st, 2020, finding her to be exceptionally well qualified for service on the California Court of Appeal. According to the Jenny Commission rules, the rating reflects the Commission's determination that Judge Doe possesses qualities and attributes of remarkable or extraordinary superiority that enable her to perform the appellate judicial function with distinction. Judge Doe was born in Pleiku, Vietnam, and at the age of 3, fled the country with her family before the fall of Saigon. Her family lived in a refugee camp at Camp Pendleton for 2 months until congregants from a local San Diego church sponsored their entire family out of the camp. Thereafter, she grew up in the Claremont area of San Diego. Judge Doe became an American citizen when she was 11 years old. Judge Doe obtained a BA degree from UCLA in 1993, where she majored in political science and minored in Asian American studies. The following year, she entered Stanford Law School, where she was an associate editor of the Law Review and volunteered for the East Palo Alto Community Law Clinic. She obtained her JD degree in 1997. From 1997 to 1999, Judge Doe was a litigation associate at Shepard, Mullen, Richter, and Hampton in Los Angeles. She then served as a Los Angeles County Deputy District Attorney for the next 10 years. In 2009, Judge Doe joined Munger, Tolles & Olson in Los Angeles, where she became a partner in 2010. In 2014, she returned home to San Diego and became a partner at Jones Day, where she remained until her judicial appointment to the San Diego County Superior Court in March of 2018. Judge Doe is praised by judges and attorneys alike for her intellect and sound judgment. Other judges regularly consult with her on legal questions. Her writing is cogent and concise. The breadth of her experience, including her work as both a highly respected prosecutor and a civil law practitioner, has prepared her to become an appellate justice. Judge Doe embodies the qualities sought in an appellate court justice. She is widely admired for her intellectual capacity and professionalism. Her peers on the bench highly respect her thinking. She is an excellent writer. She was a top litigator and has broad and deep experience in multiple areas of law. She possesses gravitas and a seriousness reflective of her work ethic. For these reasons, the Jenney Commission finds that Judge Doe has the potential for a distinguished career as an appellate justice. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I'd be happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Thank you, Mr. Singh, for that comprehensive report. I now invite Judge Doe to present any statement she may wish to make and to answer any questions from the members of the Commission. Welcome, Judge Doe.
Thank you, and good morning, Madam Chief Justice, Attorney General Becerra, and Presiding Justice Ramirez. Thank you for gifting me with your time today and for your consideration. I am truly humbled and honored and grateful to be standing before this commission to seek confirmation of my appointment as Associate Justice to the Court of Appeal, 4th District, Division 1. If I am so lucky to be confirmed by you today, I look forward to the opportunity to continue serving the people of this great state and to upholding the ideals of this great nation that has given me and my family so much. With that, I would defer to the panel if you have any questions of me.
Thank you, Judge Doe. And I ask our panel members, Attorney General or Presiding Justice, to put your question.
Justice Ramirez, please go right ahead.
I have none, Chief. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Chief, if I may, I only one question for Judge Doe. Judge Doe, could you please provide us a sense of how your personal experiences inform what you do as a judge?
Thank you, Attorney General Becerra. I think my experiences and that of my family of being refugees and foreigners coming to a different shore and growing up knowing that we were at first strangers and then having the empathy and compassion of others who helped us not only become American citizens, but taught us through that empathy and compassion what it truly means to be an American, continues to inform how I approach my work every day. I think one of the things that I love so much about the law is that it's anchored by the ideals of equality, of due process, of fairness, and that when we strive to live up to those ideals, they are powerful tools. The law is a powerful tool to really improve the lives of ordinary people. And so I bring that to every job that I've ever held in my career as a prosecutor, as a defense attorney, as a judge in the Superior Court, and I hope to bring that each day that I put the robe on as an appellate justice.
Well, I congratulate you on everything you've achieved. I admire your success, and perhaps the biggest congratulation I will express today, I would extend to your parents for everything they have done over the years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge Doe, I just have an observation and a question out of curiosity. And my observation is really just struck me as I was listening to your distinguished witnesses after I had read your remarkable PDQ and background. And as I sit with my commission members, when you look at us, when you notice that we share much of the immigrant roots, all of us here at this commission and in this, and your witnesses share the immigrant roots that really are symbolic of exactly what you just said in answering the Attorney General about freedom and opportunity and equal access. And I couldn't let this remarkable moment in time in California pass without observation of this truly remarkable set of accomplished people here today that are here because your background history brought us together. So that's my observation, and I'm thrilled by it, actually, when I think about where we are in California. But I also wanted to ask, out of pure curiosity, you have excelled where very few have in terms of both public sector practice and private sector practice. But all of us sort of have certain areas where we gravitate to. I know when I face cases and I have a choice of which I'm going to read first, depends how much energy I have that day and what I want to be in wonder about, or what I just is in my comfort zone. Do you have a particular area of law that you enjoy more than others?
I think when I left the prosecutor's office, I thought that I would gravitate towards criminal law as a judge, but I have found that to not be the case. I have been in a family law department for the last 2 years, and I knew nothing of family when I asked for that assignment. And I think I'm a generalist. I'm not a specialist. I love different areas of the law. I like grappling with different issues, and I think that's one of the reasons that I believe that I'm really going to enjoy, if I'm lucky to be confirmed, the work on the Court of Appeal, that it's multidisciplinary, and I'm looking forward to engaging in areas that I have not yet.
Well, that answer is prescient, because I think all the appellate or justices in courts of review can tell you that we are generalists who become experts for a brief period of time and very deeply until we move on to the next case. If there are no further questions or observations that the Commission wishes to make at this time, this does complete the list of witnesses. And are the members of the Commission prepared to vote at this time?
Yes.
I am. Yes.
In regards to the confirmation of Judge Truckdoe to this position, please say aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
I heard all the ayes, even all three. It's a unanimous opinion. The Commission on Judicial Appointments finds the Honorable Truck T. Doe qualified to be an Associate Justice of the Court of Appeal and hereby confirms your appointment. Congratulations, Justice Doe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, there are two other matters that I would like to address, and the first is that Justice Doe has asked me to administer her oath of office, which I will in a few moments. Also, I know after that is administered, for people interested in the completion of this hearing, the members know that the official papers that will be signed and headed to the Secretary of State will be emailed to you for electronic signature to complete that process. And lastly, and importantly, Justice Doe, if she cares to, can make a statement to all who are online today to listen at the conclusion of the oath taking. So Justice Doe, I don't know if you're prepared now to take the oath, but if you'd like to have your family with you in some way, or anyone else you'd like to call up to surround you as I administer the oath, I invite you to do so now.
Thank you, Chief Justice. I am, and I would ask my husband, Jim, to join me.
Welcome, Jim, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn. I state your name.
I, Truck Doe,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Welcome, congratulations, Justice Doe, to you and to your family.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
And we invite
Thank you.
you to say a few words, if you would like, to the public watching.
Thank you, Chief Justice. I would like to take a brief moment to say a few thank yous. My family and I would like to first thank Governor Newsom for nominating me to the Court of Appeal. I promise to work hard each day that I put on the robe to earn the public's trust in me as an appellate justice. I'd like to also thank Justice Martin Jenkins for his work as the Judicial Appointment Secretary and for having the confidence in me to bring my application to the governor for his consideration. My thanks also to the Janney Commission and to Mr. Singh for their work on vetting my application. Thank you to this commission, Chief Justice, Attorney General Becerra, and Presiding Justice Ramirez for giving me your time. It's been an honor to be confirmed by you today. I'd also like to thank Amoy Kim, the Secretary to the Commission. We're strangers, but she has been wonderful to me since my nomination and has really held my hand through this process. So I'd like to thank her. I'd like to thank Justice McConnell, who's here, for her support. I am excited and looking forward to working with my new colleagues on the 4th in Division 1. I'd like to thank my colleagues on the San Diego Superior Court bench. I have been really privileged to work with this group of extraordinary judicial officers. I've learned so much from them, and I have formed some truly special friendships along the way. And to the staff of the Superior Court bench, I could not have done my job without them. Special thanks to my clerk, Angel Harav, and my bailiff who kept me safe, Deputy Godfrey Maynard. I'd like to thank the witnesses who spoke in my support today, Alva, Judge Shelton, and Luis Lee, for their kind words. I'd like to express my eternal gratitude to the St. Mark's United Methodist Church, whose congregants 45 years ago came and sponsored my family of 9 out of Camp Pendleton and helped us make San Diego our home. And as I said earlier, they didn't just help us find a path to American citizenship. It was through their acts of kindness and empathy and generosity that really taught us what it meant to be Americans. I'd like to thank my husband and my 2 children who are here with me. They're always in my corner. I love you very much. And last, I'd like to thank my parents who are here, my father, Tien, and my mother, Liane. And if I may ask you to just indulge me with a little bit more time, I'd like to say a few words about them. I didn't know any lawyers or judges when I was growing up. I would not meet a lawyer until I went to college. But for some reason, I knew as early as 7th grade that I wanted to be a lawyer, that I wanted to be an advocate to work in our justice system. And I believe that seed was planted by my father and the work he did. You see, my father worked as a director of a nonprofit church organization that resettled refugees around the world to the United States. And for 30 years, he worked and helped almost 3,000 families find a new start, a new life here in this country. They were refugees from war-torn areas, Vietnam, Laos, Afghanistan, Iran, Somalia, Ethiopia, to name some. And growing up, I got to see my dad be a voice and be an advocate for these people, and to see the principles of equality and equality or opportunity of equality work up close and personal. And I've never said this to my father before, but it was that work that planted the seed that inspired me to seek out work in the justice system, work that I truly love. My mother, she was 18 when she got married, had her first child when she was 19. By the time she was 27, she had 6 children, ages 9 to 2. And as you heard from Ms. Lin, she was pregnant when we fled Vietnam. Despite those very challenging circumstances, my mom managed to keep our family together, safe, and well as we grew up in wartime and then fled the fall of Saigon in 1975 to find our way here. And she made a heartbreaking choice to leave her own family, her mother and her 12 siblings, family that she would not see for another 22 years when she first returned to Vietnam in 1997. She and my dad made some hard choices, sacrifices, so that my siblings and I could have the opportunities that they never did. And so whenever I find myself standing in a position such as the one I find myself in today, I think about them, I think about their sacrifices, and I'm grateful to have been able to walk this incredible path that I've been on. And so today, really, I honor my parents, Tian and Lian. Thank you. With that, again, thank you so much to this commission.
Thank you. I think we all leave today inspired and moved, and we wish you all the very best. This concludes our commission hearing. Be safe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief. Thank you.